What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to tie a super easy nymph pattern. I've probably caught more trout on this pattern than realistically any other pattern combined. It's not a super specific pattern where it looks exactly like one thing. It's just an overall buggy nymph pattern that looks a little bit like a lot of stuff, which I really like. So let's jump down into what you're going to need. Alright, so not a whole bunch of materials to this fly. I'm going to be using a 1560 Daiichi nymph hook. I'm using a size 12. I'm also going to be using a copper colored beadhead. I'm going to be using 8/0 flat black tying thread. I'm using brown, here's your dubbing, and you're going to need a pheasant tail. This is all you're going to need. Let's jump down to the vise view and get going. Alright, so I've just started off here by getting the bead on my hook. Going to start my thread here. Bring it back to the start of the bend like that. Trim off my tag end. Then I'm going to grab my pheasant tail, pull myself out 3 or 4 fibers. I'm going to line up the tips. I'm going to measure them out on my fly here. I want it to be about the same length as the body. And I'm going to tie it in. If I pull up on the fibers there, it keeps them on top of the hook. Just like that. Then I'm going to wrap my fibers down my body. Right back behind, right up tight to the bead there. Right up tight to the back of my bead. Break off my fibers. Loose wraps back to my tie-in point. Then I'm going to take my dubbing. Make myself a very small dubbing noodle on my thread here. And then I'm simply going to dub the fly. Just bringing that dubbing all the way back up to the front of my fly. Need to add a little bit more here. That's okay. You can always add more. Like that. That's a little bit thin for my taste. I want more of a taper, so I'm going to bring the dubbing back. Then back up right to the back of my bead. Just like that. I'm going to make a half hitch right behind my bead like that. Then I'm going to take my whip finishing tool, which I cannot seem to find, so I'll just whip finish with my fingers. I'm going to whip finish behind that bead. Just like that. Trim off my tag end. And that's all she wrote. It's not anything at all complicated, but you know, that little pattern right there, little pheasant tail, some brown dubbing with a brass bead, that pattern right there has caught me more trout than any other pattern that I throw. So there you have it, a super simple pattern, but an awesome one to tie that catches trout no matter the conditions. I've caught trout in winter, spring, summer, fall, you name the conditions, that pattern always produces. That is my go-to for if I can't get them on anything else. So if you enjoyed this video, which I sincerely hope you did, I'll put another fly tying video up there for you to watch. And if you have any patterns you'd like to see, drop me a comment in the comment box below. Until next time, my name's Gator, and I'll see you later. Goodbye and God bless.